Okay, guys, teams are in, stage is set. Bath versus Leicester, Premiership finals. This is going to be ridiculous. Cannot wait for this. Before I continue, please like and subscribe. It really does help the channel grow. And let's break it down. So I'm going to be starting off with Bath, moving on into Leicester, and then give my final predictions at the end. And I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are. So first up, looking at Bath's squad, it is a very, very strong squad. Honestly, I think this game is going to come down to how much space and time Spencer and Russell will be given, because we've seen throughout the season when they're given any little bit of space or time, they become very, very destructive. Leicester are going to have to get into the head of Finn Russell, because once you eliminate him, once you keep him quiet, Bath really, really struggle to get things going. That they don't have that same form of fluidity. They really struggle linking up that play. So he is going to be crucial as to how Bath are going to face Leicester. Um, his his ability to be so unpredictable at times is a real, you know, what is it, boon, or it's amazing, is what I'm trying to say. He can break teams just with a single pass, single kick, little grubber here and there, and you will find you on the back foot quite often, especially when you have players like Ojamo who will happily break some ankles. So yeah, honestly, looking at the squad, I think De Glanville is going to need to have a very solid game as well. He's in a very, very key position. Especially considering we are going to be seeing Leicester utilizing that kicking game. And honestly, this game is going to come down to the kicks. It really, really is. When you have two monsters like Andre Pollard and Finn Russell at the helm, this is going to come down to a kicking game. This is going to be a territory game. And who's going to make the most out of it? Who's going to have the courage? Who's going to be able to break the other team down in the 22 to be able to find that space and get through with those tries? But honestly, looking at this team, is going to be it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. I can't wait to see how this is going to play out. I mean, we look at Obano, we have Dunn, we have Thomas du Toit. Thomas du Toit, for me, is quite possibly the best player in the Premiership right now. Like, I don't care positions. For me, Thomas du Toit is just on an elite level. I might be alone in this, but he is just ridiculous. Guy Pepper. There was a post that I saw. Guy Pepper was Henry Pollock before Henry Pollock came around, or something like that. Like, Guy Pepper, he has a ridiculous engine. His work rate is brilliant, and he is just an absolute monster. So it's going to be fun to see how he's going to play as well. He still very much is an up-and-coming player. He's still got a lot to develop, but he's got all the talent to do so. And putting in a good performance like this in the game, in a final, is definitely going to go a long way to proving himself internationally, and hopefully one day maybe becoming a British and Irish Lion. So yeah, this is going to be a big game. Obviously, we have the likes of Kokanasiga and Mir to really use those wings to utilize that pace and that power like Kokanasiga does have, to have the likes of Redpath and Ojamo, who they are so brilliantly, worked. They're such all-rounded players. It's gonna be lovely to see that kind of partnership that they are gonna build, working at down the breakdown and then finding those little bits of space, finding that space. Looking at Bath's replacements, they have Annette van Veek, Will Stuart, who I do believe will be his 100th cap, Ross Maloney, Josh Bayliss, Carl Smith, Donahue, and then Alfie Barbary. I was actually kind of hoping to see Barbary start, but he is just as effective coming off the bench, and he's definitely the kind of player that can get things going when needed. So yeah, we do have Rue getting his 50th cap, and then we do have Will Stuart, which I'm pretty certain is going to end up playing, getting his 100th cap as well. Moving on into Leicester, and again, this is a spicy team, because we look at all the elite level players that are here. So you have like the likes of Freddie Stewart, Andre Pollard, Van Poortvliet, Nicky Smuds, Julian Montoya. You have Ollie Chessum, and then Dan Cole and Ben Youngs, who this will potentially be their last game. I don't know about you, but I'm a big fan of their podcast. I love watching them play. I love hearing them talk, and I would love to see them leave off with a Premiership title. How amazing would that be? Final game of the season, and you find yourself retiring with a Premiership title on your back. That would be the best way. So if you guys do want to see them retire with a Premiership title on their backs, make sure to hit that like button if there is ever a reason to like the video. But honestly, look, this is going to be spicy. Um, they have such a good, well-rounded shape as well. They are so good defensively. Offensively, they are just as good. But honestly, the kicking of Andre Pollard is going to be crucial. Um, Leicester are really, really going to be working at the breakdown. They're going to be trying to force as many errors as possible. And then you have Handro Liebenberg, Tommy Raffel, Ollie Cracknell, who is going to just, I think that they are literally just going to be told, fight, fight, fight. Do not stop. Force errors, right? Try to get into positions. Do not stop. Because the moment Bath are given a little bit of space, a little bit of time, they're going to be destructive. So that back row is going to need to be destructive. They're going to need to be as quick onto anything. They're going to be needing to be on that ruck as quickly as possible. Just clearing out as quickly as possible, gaining that advantage. And any single penalty that is going to go down, we are going to see Andre Pollard go for the sticks. I can guarantee you that. They're not going to run for it. They're going to go for the sticks because Bath are going to be hot on them. Leicester are going to need as much points as physically possible. So if they can force Bath to make mistakes, get under Finn Russell's head, and if they get into his head, he's going to start making mistakes. He starts making mistakes, that's going to cause him a very difficult game because it's going to be much more difficult for him to get out of that rut, right? Mid game. So they're going to need to get into his head. They're going to be needing to fight at everything at the breakdown. They're going to need to be as quick as physically possible and not allow Bath to recoup. And then any kind of mistakes, any kind of penalties, go for sticks. Andre Pollard, his kicking is going to be essential in this game. We are more than likely going to be seeing a very, very territory-based game. A lot of kicking back and forth with the likes of Finn Russell and Andre Pollard. But honestly, Pollard is World Cup winner. He's experienced at this. He knows how to get things done, especially when it needs to be done. He is a clutch kicker. If there's the pressure that's on him, he's not going to fail. He is going to pull through. And it's sad. Leicester are going to be losing such a big, big player in Andre Pollard when he goes back to the Bulls next year, who funny enough, is playing the same day. So, yeah, ridiculous. Absolutely, absolutely ridiculous. So, yeah, let me know what you think, because honestly, Freddie Stewart's, clearing game, his ability to control the game from the back. Radwan is just a scary player. I don't know how he keeps getting unnoticed. He is just such an elite player. He's been scoring. He's been playing so well. He's just not getting the attention that he deserves. I do feel he is very, very underrated. He is playing so well for Leicester. He's been so key for Leicester as well. He deserves a lot more respect on his name. And then Solomon Kata, Woodward, Van Poortvliet as well. Big up-and-coming player. He is going to break into that England squad very soon. His kicking is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So I think this is going to really, really be a very big kicking game, territory game. And then we're going to see Dan Cole and Ben Youngs coming in the second half, finish their careers off as it should be, and hopefully with a title on their back. But I mean, you just look at the players that they do have on the bench. So Charlie Clare, James Cronin, Matt Rogerson, Emeka Ilione, who is fire, absolutely fire. Ben Volavola, the guy, he will just happily run straight over you, step over you, and then still put that ball in that in the back end. So ridiculous. He is going to be a scary player to come on in the second half, especially with a tired Bath and having Vola come on. That's scary. And then Isaiah Parisi, who again, fire. So let me know what you guys think. How do you think this game's going to play out? Who do you want to win? And Dan Cole, Ben Youngs. I'm definitely going to be watching after this game. I want to see what their next video is going to be. And yeah, it's going to be a brilliant moment for Leicester. But honestly, my prediction is staying true. I would love to see Ben Youngs and Dan Cole leave off their season, leave off their careers with a high, with the Premiership title on their back. But personally, I am going with Bath. I do feel Bath are going to have a little bit too much for them, especially in that defensive department. I think they're going to be much too difficult to break down. Andre Pollard is going to use his kicking game. They are going to be getting on points, but I do feel Bath are going to be far too quick off the break. They're going to find a lot of space in behind, and then they are going to use everything at their disposal, especially when you have players like Muir and Kokonasiga that will just break down those defensive lines. So I feel it's going to be a game won by 5 points. Leicester are going to get a lot of points on the board in terms of kicking, but I do feel Bath are going to outscore them with tries and finish the game off on a high. So I'm going 36, 31, 30, around there. Let me know what your thoughts in the comment section below, and catch you guys in the next one. Bye.